We'll come back from our recess at 5 minutes after 11 back into our regular session. And we'll go to what was our 10:30 item on our public hearing, supplemental budget resolution number 2016-12. Ann, please join us for the description of what we're doing.
Okay. The Roundup Association this fiscal year has a timing issue with paying their PRCA sanctions. So what is happening is we're actually making a year and a half worth of payment in one fiscal year. They do have contingency, but the amount of contingency dollars that we're moving to make this payment occur requires notifying the public that we are increasing appropriations substantially. So we need to open it up for public comment and allow that to happen.
Well, as part of that, you want to describe what those amounts are so that the public wants to comment on those.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is increase materials and services by $47,000 and reduce contingency $47,000. The overall appropriations for the funds stay the same at $271,300.
Okay. So it's now open up to any public comment that we might have on this hearing on this budget resolution. I'm sometimes pretty bad about forgetting this, but we're going to leave this open for the time being.
Okay.
And we'll close it a little bit later in the meeting if we don't have any public comment and take appropriate action. So.
I have another resolution too. Do you want me to do that
Yes,
when we close the
please do.
hearing?
Please.
Yeah. Okay. So resolution 2016-13 is for the Railroad Fund number 408. We've received specific purpose dollars that we will use for specific purpose on the railroad. So we're asking that materials and services increase $20,000 and local resources increase $20,000. New fund total is $73,730. Because these are very specific purpose dollars, again, doesn't require that public comment period, even though we're increasing the fund by a significant percentage. It can only be spent this way, so.
Okay.
Can you explain what the function of this money will go to?
I think it's the inspections of the rail line and the bridge.
Bridges.
It's going to the inspection for
Yeah.
the cost to cure inspection of the Lake County Road.
That's what the public needs to know before.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'll move to accept resolution number 2016-13 in matter of unanticipated revenue, $20,000 coming in materials and services as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the resolution. Choked up over this. Resolution number 2016-13 in the matter of unanticipated revenue, increasing with an increase in local resources of $20,000, increase in materials and services by $20,000. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Ann. Did you have anything else, Ann?
No.
Okay, Christie? Good morning.
Good morning.
You've got Lake County Road Department rock purchase recommendation.
And Kevin just wants to be able to purchase that because it's already on the ground. And so it'll save a bunch of money.
You say it's already on the ground. Can you elaborate?
They've already crushed it.
And it would be under, the purchase of rock would be under Rule 9, the Rule 9 exemption, so the amount's $27,000. Okay.
And this would be used on the dog leg project.
Yep.
So I'll move to approve under purchase rule number 9, the purchase of, trying to see how many tons of rock here it is. Anyways,
4,500.
4,500, total amount being $27,000. And obviously legal counsel has reviewed this under Move to approve.
Second. Need a little information, who will we purchase it from?
It's gonna be from the Tidewater, from Knife River.
So it's been moved and seconded to approve the purchase under the Rule 9 exemption, the 4-inch minus rock used on the Dog Lake project in the amount of $27,000. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Christie. Paul? Yes, sir. Would you like to come up, or OHV ATV purchase recommendation?
So I was before you guys here a couple weeks ago, and we talked about it. I submitted 4 RFQs. So I received 3 quotes that met the standard of what we had requested, which was a 5-seater 1,000 cc ATV. We weren't brand specific, so we said or equivalent to that particular specs. And I received 3 back.
I don't have nothing in my packet. Do you?
I don't.
Did we receive anything?
I didn't know what was I supposed to give you in your package?
Just a copy of that so we can look at it. But
Oh.
go ahead.
So we received three bids on the purchase of 2 ATVs. It was specified to equip them with a hardtop roof and a winch and skid plates if they were not factory installed. And the particular ATV that was quoted comes stock with skid plates. However, hardtop and winch was added on options. The 3 bids came in at relatively close to one another. The Edge Performance Sports in Ontario, Oregon was about $2,000 less than all the other quotes. The RFQ specifically states that it's not just a price-driven decision. However, that would be our choice, is to purchase these from Ontario. Price does have a factor involved in it, but we've also had previous purchase from that same dealer and have been satisfied with what we got from them.
So is that the delivered price?
No, the prices that I quoted was we'll pick them up.
And what about warranty work, Paul?
Warranty work will be done through a authorized dealer, which is not a local dealer. One of these will live on the north end of the county, which is actually closer to an authorized dealer in Bend than what it would be on this side of the county. So that was a deciding factor, but there was a number of other specifics that were researched on why this ATV meets the standards of what we need, more so than the service. That was taken into account, but ground clearances, distance of travel, suspensions, fuel tank size, tire size, wheel dimensions, those things were another big part of what the decision was made upon. And so that's what I'm recommending, that we go with the Edge Performance Sports purchase out of Ontario.
So can you share the prices of those?
Yes, the bottom bid was $43,076.16 for 2 pieces of equipment.
That's for 2?
That's for 2. They're the base price on them is $19,899 each, and then the added options that we requested to be added on were $1,253 each, which brings a total of $21,538.08 per SUV or UTV.
So Paul, if you don't mind, could you, I'm no expert in ATVs or the the side-by-sides, et cetera, but you said 1,000 cc's. Is there any reason for that? I mean, no doubt there is, but what's gonna be the primary place these are used that requires that kind of get up and go?
Well, one of them's gonna primarily be used on the sand dunes.
Uh-huh.
And we've currently got some 300 cc and 500 cc machines up there that we are unable to even get to certain places in the dunes because they don't have the power to climb. And so that's one of the factors behind this. The other issue is these are 5-seat, which we got rid of sand rails that were 4-seat. This is a 5-seat with fold-down rear seats that we can actually put backboards in if we're hauling people out of the dunes, so it may require that we're hauling extra weight or extra passengers, medical stuff. And so that's why we made the choice to go to the 1,000 cc. As opposed to going small.
So follow the money trail for me. The money's to pay for this. We sold 2 sand drills.
We sold, actually, we sold 5 vehicles that were essentially part of the sheriff's office. 2 sand rails, and I don't remember the exact dollars that we got out of these, but we sold 2 sand rails that were essentially assigned to the Christmas Valley dunes. They were costing us a tremendous amount on maintenance and upkeep and repairs, and so we decided to cut our losses and we auctioned those off. We had a 38-foot trailer that we also sold that used to haul those around. We had 2 surplus Ford Expeditions that we have since rolled out of our fleet that we also got rid of, and then we had a
Those are sort of separate than the others, though. I mean, that's part of the,
Right.
part of our other fund.
Right. I just was gonna talk about the auction, and then we had a Camaro that we also sold last year that was auctioned off as well, so, that's where the money's coming from to purchase these. It's not it's not digging into something that,
That's where I was going, Paul, is the trailer, the 2 sand rails, and the Camaro. Is that, Denise, that's pretty close to the 43, I can't remember what they sold for, 10 and 10, and
I think it was like 16, 14 or 16, I thought is what we got for the rails, but I
No,
could
we
be
got,
wrong.
yeah, we got 16. They were 8, actually 17, we got 8 and 9 for sand rails.
But basically you're saying the vehicles that we sold provides sufficient funds to cover this?
I believe so.
Our plan was, when we was getting rid of the
It's
sand
budget.
rails, was to replace them with ATVs, which are much more appropriate for the operations that they need up there. I was just chasing the dollar amount and showing
That's
that.
my question, make sure we have sufficient funds.
Well, we
And
budgeted for this purchase.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have a question, Paul, it's not related to the purchase and the money, but the training, because you mentioned an extreme amount of maintenance. And these, by the nature of how big and strong and powerful they are, could have the same issue
Absolutely.
if the operators are not properly trained.
So there's, I'll speak to this, the sheriff has put new policies in effect as of 2 years ago, that under no circumstances will someone that's not properly trained on a piece of equipment use or utilize a piece of equipment under any circumstance. And so, unless there is someone that is dying and somebody jumps on this thing to help that dead person or keep that person from dying, that will not occur. And that has been a problem that we've had in the past. One other thing I just remembered that I'd like to bring up is we also have a UTV, which is a side-by-side that we are going to be in auction for this year, that we are surplusing out, that was purchased in the past for search and rescue as well. So that will be coming to task this year.
Okay.
So I don't know if that answers your question.
Well, it does.
There won't be somebody that shouldn't be on it driving and operating this.
Yeah.
For safety reasons and to keep the equipment the
Well,
best we can.
it's a small point, but I hope they're not only trained, but they're certified.
Absolutely.
They receive a certification that says they can operate this big, high-powered equipment.
They are, and the person that is in charge of our ATV program and enforcement, they actually put on specific trainings for the public to get them certified on their own machines as a safety feature as part of the
Yeah.
grant. And so not only are they certified, they're instructors to be teaching other people as well,
Good.
so.
That's good.
I see no concerns.
Other than I make your motion, because I don't have nothing for me to make a motion on.
It's 2 machines.
2 machines.
I move that we accept, authorize the purchase of the 2 machines as described by Lieutenant Glover for the purpose so described. You know all that was?
I'm gonna actually be asking Paul for a copy of those, because I know the auditors will be going, where's your?
I'll give them to you.
That'll be fantastic, so we'll have all that information.
And the dollar amount is?
Dollar amount was 43 something.
43,076,
Second
16
motion.
and 16 cents.
That was critical there.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded to allow for the purchase of 2 ATV
Honda 1000.
Honda
ATV
1000
5-seat.
machines, grand total for the 2, $43,076. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
One other thing that I would like to tell you guys too is that the OHV grant process actually took a hit this year. And they had about a $1.8 million shortfall on funding. But Lake County, actually, we got an increase in our funding because we have been providing stats, numbers, contacts, safety stuff, arrests. Lake County's doing exactly what the grant was intended for, so there was actually some counties that received 0 funding this year. They actually got their programs cut completely off and so when we went up and presented our grant proposal in February up at Salem, we actually talked about this, and they were very happy that Lake County not only is doing what they're asking, but we buy into this too, because we have a lot of recreationists here, and if we can teach them safety and we can hold them through enforcement and education, that's the intent of that grant, and so they were very happy with what Lake County's been doing. So.
I'm sure you hope you used our local ordinance as a tool also.
Absolutely. In fact, they're using Lake County as a model statewide to try to push that for county, city, and actually ODOT's trying to come aboard as well, so.
Very good.
Anyway, I just wanted to add that too.
That's good information. Thanks for sharing.
Okay. I can't name them off, but Lake County is held as a model for many different things.
Dave, you've been very patient. You have, I think, 4 items for us
I got
today?
3 this morning.
3. Okay.
So we'll just, like split and part, we'll start at the top and work our way down. The first one is an IGA agreement with Lane County for our software.
That's,
No,
that's the county.
the software,
Oh, just the accessory link,
okay.
county.
I've got a software IGA, I've got a CAFA grant application, and the third item will be the IGA for the PAMS, or the PAT system. So, the software system, we currently contract with Thomson Reuters as our software provider for all our operations with the assessor's office, and we also have been partnered with Lane County, who has been providing us services to operate this system. And the financial impact is $25,000 per year. The amount has not changed. We've had it for a number of years. It stayed the same. This IGA this year is getting a little bit of a facelift and change from our request. We're possibly looking at relocating our software provider, and typically this IGA is a 2-year, and because of our possible need of discontinuing service for the next year, they've changed to a 1-year IGA. This IGA is signed by your board, you guys, plus the other interactive counties. So it affects, what we do affects 5 other counties. So Lane County's been really good with working with us on this process.
For the benefit of audiences, viewing, can you tell us what we get from this IGA?
All right, Thomson Reuters is not based in Oregon and is not familiar as we would like to see them with Oregon Major 50 law and the way we go about our taxation with real market and assessed value. It's unique to this community or in this county and the state. Lane County realizes that need, and they've come up with, there's 6 counties that use Lane County, and they help us so that our software is more applicable to these laws and how it works. Thomson Reuters is a company who bought, Manitron had started this program, and they were purchased by Thomson Reuters, and Thomson Reuters has not given them a lot of energy, and their service for us has been less than satisfactory. So Phil Israel chose to go with Lane County years ago, and we've been there ever since. It's been a great working relationship. They've been good to work with as far as helping us with mechanical problems and keeping our equipment, everything operating and being updated. And so this IGA is for our software operations, and what that means is we have 2 sides. We have an assessment side where we do valuation and we keep an inventory, and then we have a financial side where it affects the taxes and how the statements are created and generated. So this IGA is the support for those 2 components.
So all 5 counties are, it's been changed to this exact same one for all 5 counties?
Yes.
It all went to one?
Everybody pays the same, and they're all, basically, there's 2 counties that use Thomson Reuters are not in their group, and one's Minton County, and the other one is Washington County, and they're a large facility, and they have their own in-house
Okay.
folks.
Very good.
So
You can see it's
this has
been
been
reviewed by-
reviewed by county council and approved through him,
Got an X right there.
so.
Yeah. Very good.
I move to approve the intergovernmental agreement for Ascend global software support, amount being $25,000.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Ascend Profile IGA as presented for 1 year. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you for that. We'll move on to the next round here. This is a CAFA grant application resolution, and this is done annually.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
So basically what this paperwork represents is some of our partial funding where the DOR pays the county for our services. Basically, it's a review of what we do, how many people we have hired, what those people do, it's kind of where the rubber meets the road, how many appraisals we do, how many corrections we do, how many lot line adjustments, everything that we have to do within our office. I have to fill out a form and send that in to them, and they have to compare to make sure that the amount of money we're spending, the staff that we're using is proper for the work that we're doing. And this is my first year of the CAFA grant application process, and I worked a long time with some folks at the DOR and Ann and other department heads, because this application is for $837,464, which is greater than our budget, but it also incorporates other agencies of the county. So what you're trying to do is capture everything and put it together.
So, Mr. Knowles, we chatted about this, I think, last Friday, and I just, for the record, want to thank you for all the hard work you've done on getting this very clean, very proper, and very professionally done.
Yeah, I tried to go through it and systematically try to get it as accurate as I could, instead of trying to do business as usual. And so that's where this came from. So I'm recommending the county council review this, and with a name correction, change of spelling, Mr. Schoen.
You know, I was gonna say to you the other day, or just a while ago, it took my mother in the 2nd grade to go to the school and correct my last name. I forgot that that's how they had me write it.
Well, I obviously was not thinking when I did that, but it's been corrected now. So,
So I'll move to accept the grant application, resolution 2017-18 with the Scrivener correction on Commissioner Shallon's name corrected.
Thank you.
Thank you for the good work.
Appreciate it.
Okay, now in the last thing.
wait.
Well, we got
That was the second and call for the question.
All right.
Looking for a second?
Yeah.
No, too late.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve grant application resolution 2017-2018 as presented. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Now you can go, Dave.
All right, and then closing in the last round here, working with Lane County, and what we're doing, the PAT system is the assessor's office face on our webpage. It's a program that's come into effect. It's taken a lot of pressure off of our office. We get a lot less visits in our office. And what it is offering information for land ownership, values, tax statements, mapping online. So it's been a great tool and one of the best ones we've added to our office in a long time. Like I said, we are looking at possibly changing to a different vendor of software, but we would like to not lose what we have and continue forward with it. And we've been working with Lane County on what that's going to look like in the future as far as budgeting. As for right now, we need to still live where we are today till next year. This change, if it occurs, won't happen until after July 1 of 2018. And again, this was an IGA, it was geared with the other counties to go a 2-year period, and they have remodified the agreement to go to 1 year so that we can graciously bow out of it. And the price on this had been operating at $575 a month, and they raised the rate to $600 a month, a $25 a month increase, and they had reasons why that was. And so it's basically at $300 a year. But it's been ongoing, and it's been very, very, very good tool for our office. And legal counsel has reviewed this, and
Dave, just for clarity here, on our cover page, it says the fiscal impact is $6,000 per year, which would work out to $500.
correct, it was $475.
Oh, I thought you said 570.
I'm sorry, I meant to say, I was saying $6,000. It was $475 and $500, which is $6,000 a year.
Okay, I just looked in the same.
Yeah, I had 6 in my head, in the back of my head. So that's what that is.
Just wanted to clear that up. Thank you.
Ready for a motion?
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement for development and support of the property assessment and taxation search web application as presented, $6,000 a year.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the, I wasn't gonna read it that same way, Commissioner, so.
I'm just reading from the top of the page. is all.
Yeah, intergovernmental agreement for the development and support of the property assessment and taxation search web application with Lake County. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
All right, thank you guys for your
Thanks, Dave.
support on this
You bet.
project.
Thanks for all your work on making that a fine-tuned, well-ran office.
I guess that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yep, thank you. Next on the agenda is the OLCC liquor license application ratification. We were, Denise was contacted by the Silver Lake Cafe, Maria Leckenby, about a grand opening. They were planning for the cafe, and they needed to finalize what was a pretty lengthy process for them of their liquor license. And so after consulting with the sheriff and he's left and he had no problem with it, I signed this. So this is my first time at needing to have a ratification of what I've already signed off on.
I'll move to accept the liquor license application ratification as presented. And it's not out of the ordinary for us to do this based around after the sheriff reviews and sees if the person that's applying, if there's any concerns.
Yep.
So,
Or in a second.
Second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the OLCC liquor license application ratification for the Silver Lake Cafe and Bar. Any other discussion?
Only that, we're glad to see that that facility is open again.
yeah, absolutely.
Maria moved back from, I think she's a native of that,
I think I've seen something in the
Yeah, she
paper,
was.
I don't know.
and she moved back to, re-engage, working back on it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, I would propose we close our hearing so it doesn't get forgotten. We didn't receive any public comment on resolution number 2016-11 in the matter of contingency decrease in the materials and services.
I have dash
increase.
12 on 11.
-12, I do too.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's fine, thank you for correcting it. So, any other discussion we want to have as a board on doing this? Okay.
No public comment, I'll move to accept resolution number 2016-12 in the matter of contingency transfer, that amount being $47,000.
I'll second the motion.
It's-
And I guess this is the roundup fund number 213, correct?
Yeah. Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 2016-12 in the matter of contingency transfer to Fund 213 for the roundup. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Ann. So, maybe we'll catch meeting minutes. We're gonna contact Mr. Bailey, wants to be on the line for our courthouse security discussion. And so, meeting minutes.
There are 6 sets, April 4, April 5, April 12, April 18, 19, 26.
Special session, yeah, 26 special session. Did either of you guys have any corrections or additions?
They were perfect.
I'll move to accept all said minutes, well, I'll state them, April 4th, April 5th, April 18th, April 19th, April 26th,
April 12th.
April 12th, is there someone as presented?
And there's a March, I didn't just know.
Guess you were wrong one.
It's-
No, I'm done with March.
You made a motion?
Yeah.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the meeting minutes from April 4th, 5th, 12th, 18th, 19th, and 26th as presented. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
So we'll take a short break while you get.
We are, yeah, we are, and we'll get Mr. Bailey on the phone, and we'll ask whoever's gonna be presenting this to come up after we get back. We'll take a 5 or so minute